SS Great Western of 1838 was an oak-hulled paddle-wheel steamship, the first steamship purpose-built for crossing the Atlantic, and the initial unit of the Great Western Steamship Company. She was the largest passenger ship in the world from 1837 to 1839. Designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, Great Western proved satisfactory in service and was the model for all successful wooden Atlantic paddle steamers. She was capable of making record Blue Riband voyages as late as 1843. Great Western worked to New York for 8 years until her owners went out of business. She was sold to the Royal Mail Steam Packet Company and was scrapped in 1856 after serving as a troop ship during the Crimean War. Development and design. In 1836, Isambard Brunel, his friend Thomas Guppy and a group of Bristol investors formed the Great Western Steamship Company to build a line of steamships for the Bristol-New York route. The idea of regular scheduled transatlantic service was under discussion by several groups, and the rival British and American Steam Navigation Company was established at the same time. Great Western's design sparked controversy from critics that contended that she was too big. The principle that Brunel understood was that the carrying capacity of a ship increases as the cube of its dimensions, whilst the water resistance only increases as the square of its dimensions. This meant that large ships were more fuel efficient, something very important for long voyages across the Atlantic. Great Western was an iron-strapped, wooden, side-wheel paddle steamer, with 4 masts to hoist the auxiliary sails. The sails were not just to provide auxiliary propulsion, but also were used in rough seas to keep the ship on an even keel and ensure that both paddle wheels remained in the water, driving the ship in a straight line. The hull was built of oak by traditional methods. She was the largest steamship for 1 year, until the British and Americans' British Queen went into service. Built at the shipyard of Paterson and Amp Mercer in Bristol, Great Western was launched on the 19th of July 1837 and then sailed to London, where she was fitted with 2 side-lever steam engines from the firm of Maudsley, Sons and Ampfield, producing 750 indicated horsepower between them. Service history. On the 31st of March 1838, Great Western sailed for Avonmouth to start her maiden voyage to New York. Before reaching Avonmouth, a fire broke out in the engine room. During the confusion, Brunel fell 20 feet and was injured. The fire was extinguished and the damages to the ship were minimal, but Brunel had to be put ashore at Canvey Island. As a result of the accident, more than 50 passengers cancelled the bookings for the Bristol-New York voyage, and when Great Western finally departed Avonmouth, only 7 passengers were aboard. Construction of the rival British and Americans' first ship was delayed, and the company chartered Sirius to beat Great Western to New York. Sirius was a 700 GRT Irish Sea steam packet on the London-Cork route, and had part of her passenger accommodation removed to make room for extra coal bunkers. She left London 3 days before Great Western refueled at Cork and departed for New York on the 4th of April. Great Western was delayed in Bristol because of the fire and did not depart until the 8th of April. Even with a 4-day head start, Sirius only narrowly beat Great Western, arriving on the 22nd of April. When coal ran low, the crew burned 5 drums of resin. Great Western arrived the following day, with 200 tons of coal still aboard. Although the term Blue Riband was not coined until years later, Sirius is often credited as the first winner at 8.03 knots. However, Sirius only held the record for a day because Great Western's voyage was faster at 8.66 knots. Great Western proved completely satisfactory in service and influenced the design of other Atlantic paddlers. Even Cunard's Britannia was a reduced version of Great Western. During 1838 to 1840, Great Western averaged 16 days, 0 hours westward to New York and 13 days, 9 hours home. In 1838, the company paid a 9% dividend, but that was to be the firm's only dividend because of the expense of building the company's next ship. After the collapse of British and American, Great Western alternated between Avonmouth and Liverpool, before abandoning Avonmouth entirely in 1843. The ship remained profitable even though she lacked a running mate because of the protracted construction on Great Britain. In 1843, Great Western's receipts were GB £33,400 against expenditures of GB £25,600. The company's fortunes improved in 1845 when Great Britain entered service. However, in September 1846, Great Britain ran ashore because of a navigational error and was not expected to survive the winter. The directors suspended all sailings of Great Western and went out of business. Great Western had completed 45 crossings for her owners in 8 years. In 1847, she was sold to the Royal Mail Steam Packet Company and used on the West Indies run. Later, after serving as a troop ship in the Crimean War, in 1856, she was broken up at Castle's Yard, Millbank on the Thames.